Shalom, shalom. First off, I give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. Yahweh being the true name for the Holy Father, Yahweh Shai being the name for his only begotten Son, who the world eagerly calls God, in Jesus Christ. I want to give double honor to our apostles and elders of great millstone, and tell us truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopeful elect Christians, truth and honesty, sincerity. This is Billy Awasap, continue to listen to the spirit power of Yahweh Shai. And this lesson, speaking on how bad are the plagues hitting Egypt, and they have begun. Today is Friday, April 17th, 2026. And they warned of severe weather yesterday coming to Kansas City area because there's been back-to-back tornadoes each day. Okay, there's been a tornado that touched down and wrecked Paola, Kansas, which was Wednesday. All right, and Thursday, another tornado came and smacked Clinton, Missouri. All right, today there's supposed to be another wave of tornadoes expected to hit the Kansas City metropolitan area here in Missouri. And it's so bad. This is the first time of all the times that I've lived here, you know, as an adult, you know, having younger children and going to school, that they actually canceled school early today. Like, I got to go pick up my kids and my seeds because they're projecting how bad these storms are. I've never seen them all my time. Like, my kids are older now. I got a 14-year-old and 11. Okay, and I got a younger one that's approaching school age. He's really young. But this is the first time I've ever had a school cancellation because of storms. You know, it's very common out here in Kansas City, Missouri area during the winter for them to cancel school. Okay, because of how cold it is. It's dangerously cold. And it's going to get to the point this year, I believe they're probably going to be canceling school because of the heat. The summer is going to get too hot. You know, I don't believe we've ever experienced a cancellation because of heat, but it's going to get that hot, man. You know, electricity and air conditioning users are going to fail, and they're going to have to cancel school. You know, so how bad are the plagues hitting? This bad. All right, you had a video of hail shattering skylights at a Walmart and going through and causing damage inside the store. Massive, massive hail. Now, I can't play it because, you know, they got these damn ads, man. Slovakia. But hey, pictures, man. Again, softball-sized hail. All right, the last lesson I did, I was speaking on how softball-sized hail was hitting and caused $100 million in damages. The tornadoes that hit on Wednesday, 100 people lost their homes. Okay, and now, you know, there was another tornado that hit Clinton, Missouri, and I haven't even seen how bad the damages are with Clinton, Missouri yet, but you know, I've actually passed through Clinton, Missouri a few times. Okay, so hey, it's getting rough, man. You know, like I just spoke on last night, the plagues as before are going to return, found in the second Esdras. Okay, so it might be a pretty good idea, man, as these times we're living in with these plagues hitting, to kind of stock up on certain things, non-perishables, because you're going to have power outages. Okay, you know, have some type of self-defense skills. You know, really you're going to need the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai ultimately to protect you first. So you got to be in this truth. You got to be a believer. You need to call upon that name. You can't be thinking of this thing as a what if scenario. I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, half-ass believe, be involved and just go through the motions, but you don't fully believe. If you don't fully believe, you're not about to get any type of divine intervention protection, which you will need to escape these plagues. Okay, so a lot of y'all are going to fuck around and find out, all right, what it means to ignore the Heavenly Father, all right, and his warnings that the prophets have been speaking. Because this shit is deadly serious. This is getting danger close. I never had no damn school closures before. I've seen them all. Even as a kid, I don't remember ever having to stay home from school because of thunderstorms. And the reason why they're closing, because it's not just regular thunderstorm. These are tornadoes they're projecting to hit and cause that much damage. And I walked outside just to kind of see. Right now, it's pretty sunny. You know, it's clear out right now. So I'm like, okay, well, I want to see how serious this is. Because my mother texted me early this morning and said they were closing schools in her area she lives at. And she said, you know, you might want to go ahead and get your income done, your work knocked out before 3 o'clock when they projected the storms to hit because they're closing schools. I'm like, damn, they're closing schools for storms? You know, they're closing schools for a goddamn thunderstorm. I never heard of shit like that. And I didn't even drove in bad storms, man. I done been into some rough weather on the road. I'm like, wow, okay, let me go see. And I go outside. There is some pretty thick gray clouds, and the wind is really bad right now. Like, it's shaking trees. So something could hit. You know, if anything does come my way where I witness, of course, I'm going to report on it and, you know, upload some testimonies on what I'm seeing of the Lord's wrath. Okay, but this stuff isn't for us to suffer from. This is for the wicked. You know, so I'm pretty confident in Yahweh Shem Yahushai that I'm going to be good. You know, my seed's going to be good. The Akim out here, the brothers of GMS Kansas City are going to be good as well, man. You know, may we have light still within our dwellings. May our power remain on, you know, and may we witness these wicked people being judged. And this is coming to a city near you. Okay? The blasting of hail was one of the plagues. You know, this is just some photos I just Googled real quick because I still haven't really seen the reports on Clinton, Missouri. That's pretty fucked up. It wrecked some shit out there. Okay? It wrecked some shit. And I've physically seen tornadoes before in the distance in person, but not like up close to where I got affected by it. But I've seen the funnel clouds. You know, I've lived in the Kansas City, Missouri area all my life. You know, I was born out here, so I've seen them. You know, this is Tornado Alley, the Great Midwest. You know, but normally, you know, these things are focused on, the Lord sends them on Esau, Edom. So you might catch them in a lot of predominantly outskirts, Edomite areas out in the country. They get hit the most because those are the devil. But now the Lord is starting to bring the judgment to Jake too. In the inner cities, you're going to see Jake start to get hit. All right, because this isn't ancient Egypt where all of Israel, the Hebrew Israelites, didn't get touched by the plagues. All right, but they have shown themselves, the wicked, 2/3 of our people, to not be worthy of that type of grace and protection. So this time around, you're going to have Negroes, black people being completely smacked too. Just like they hit in St. Louis, Missouri. I believe it was last year or a year before, you know, where they had some devastating tornadoes that ran through the hood in St. Louis, man. And fucked Jake up. Bad. I mean, something terrible. It's coming, man. And this place, man, is full of wicked people, man. That's why the brothers out here always say we might just be out here in this particular camp. Might just be just to tell people that they're going to get judged and destroyed. There's not a whole lot of people out of this city that's really going to be delivered out here, because these people out here are on a whole nother spirit, man. If y'all ever been to Kansas City, Missouri, it's a bunch of gung-ho, redneck Edomites that are very prejudiced. Okay, this was the last state, by the way, to abolish the hardcore slavery. So that right there should tell you, say a lot. Okay, and the black people out here have a severe case of Stockholm syndrome. They're very simple. They're not very, they're pretty much nice, friendly people out here, which is cool. But when it comes to like our people, Jake, Negroes, they're bad out here, man. They call Kansas City killer city out here. You got niggas that just kill you for nothing. You know, they think that shit is cool. They're very weird, you know. They're very passive aggressive out here. You know, so it's also been labeled as like the worst city in the country. The worst in the country for the dating market, like trying to date people out here. So the women are very, very bad. Like really, really proud, very highly self-inflated. And they be fucking big Berthas, man. They be busted. It's a fine Edomite women out here, man. But for the most part, these people out here, these women, they really off. They're very weird, standoffish. So it's a lot of judgment pending to this place because there's a lot of witchcraft that goes on here. There's a lot of Edomites that practice Wicca. You know, there's little shops around here where you can go buy, you know, witchcraft shit, Ouija boards and stuff. They had one called Vikings Forge down in Westport, Kansas City, when they went out of business. But hey, that was a heavy witchcraft store. You know, Halloween come around this time of year, there'll be a lot of witches and demons, man. You know, a lot of people's involved in that shit. And this state has a lot of demonic level energy, because this is the same location where the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the order was called out from the president that's from here, Truman. In World War II, okay? So there's a lot of money out here. There's a lot of, this is the place where there's a lot of America's franchises have begun and started up here. Most businesses. Walt Disney Studios is out of Kansas City, Missouri. Okay? Walt Disney he's from Kansas City. A lot of people don't know that. And we know how demonic that Hollywood industry is. The Oppenheimers out of here too. Okay, they got a building out here named after that dude, Oppenheimer. You got Whiteman Air Force Base, okay, which many people know about the Big Two, and America's Esau Edom's blessing, his great sword, is located out here. So this is a place that the Lord really has marked. So we're gonna keep an eye on it, because there's a lot of shit stirring up out here. They got that World Cup coming this way. They're projecting over 600,000 people to be migrating towards this area to go to that damn World Cup. And you know what's going on in the tensions between the United States and Iran. So that's a highly risky time approaching. Okay? Because that's like a world-known sport. So, hey, things is turning up, man. This is Isaiah 29:6. It says, "Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire." Right? So all natural disasters, this place is going to be visited by. All America's capitals and cities will be hit. That plague, a swarm of flies and bees hitting Israel, that's coming this way. The blood moons, we've seen them. The eclipses, the sun being turned to darkness, we've seen them. The blood rivers, we've seen them. That's about to start hitting, man. It's going to hit the Missouri River. Okay, it's going to hit the Mississippi River. All the great rivers and lakes you see, the Lord is eventually going to smite, and they're going to turn to blood. Thus saith the scriptures. 2 Esdras 15:11, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." So as before, all 10 plagues going to hit the place that is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, which that's America. And right now, hey, Tel Aviv's on that map too. That's the capital of Amalek. Esau is over there. So you getting the plagues hitting there, and they're going to start hitting here heavy. Watch, man. And they call this, the state is also labeled as the heart of America, Kansas and Missouri area. So you want to take somebody out, hey, you got to take that blood-sucking vampire out. What do you got to do? You strike the heart. Which these devils are blood-drinking devils, man. With them Epstein files that came out, okay? A lot of that traffic and shit probably happens right here in Kansas City, man, because this is also called the cave state. And the cave systems out here go for hundreds of miles, thousands probably. And they stretch, and they have a whole network that go all over the United States. They got bullet trains underneath the ground that they don't even tell the public. So that trafficking ring, man, is heavy. So the Lord is going to smite the heart of Babylon the Great. Something big is coming, man. You know, we're going to see what happens with these storms. All right, you know, whether they die out or not, we don't know. Because Esau tries to act like he knows what's going on with the weather. But at this point, the Lord is smiting plagues with stuff that he can't even forecast anymore. They're calling them like surprise tornadoes that are hitting. And you got surprise blood moons too. There was a blood moon a couple weeks ago. Okay? And they try to label it, there you go, man. Just got a notification. Hey, school's closing early, so I gotta get ready to take off and get out of here and go get my seeds, man. But hey, look, there was blood moon that hit that wasn't even reported. They called it a pink moon. Brothers saw it and recorded it and gave the testimony on it. So this ain't no joke. This ain't no joke, man. If you didn't have that blood on your doorposts, on the 2 side posts and the Passover, you are not protected from these plagues that's about to hit this year. And we told y'all that after the Passover is where the real shit gonna turn up. Okay, we in the Hebrew New Year now. We in the real new beginning. Not just Esau's pagan, January New Year. We in the real New Year now. We in the month of Abib. Feast of First Fruits. And when you read in history, the scriptures, I brought out that lesson yesterday. In the Feast of First Fruits, the Lord sent flies upon our enemies. Modern day, hey, them flies has a broad category that goes into mosquitoes, wasps, hornets, and bees, and horseflies. Okay? All that is in the same category of the plague of flies. Y'all understand that? So don't be surprised if you see a swarm, what they call them, murder hornets. The big ass Japanese hornets that's invasive over here in America, they gonna start swarming too. And they're gonna be fucking people up. People gonna get unalive, man. Okay, so hey, I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord's will is lessons edifying. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, B'Shem HaKadosh. Double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, Tasha's truth and will well, and citations to your hopeful person's truth and honest sincerity.